Good evening and welcome to Steve's Seaside Allotment channel, and it's a lovely evening. I'm just going to do a quick tour around Debbie's plot. This is the drive, the green drive that Debbie's plot's on, and there's the plot and there's the rest of the drive. Let's take a look around. It's quite windy today, so apologies for the wind noise. So the first thing that I'm always mentioning is this New Zealand spinach. Only a handful of plants in here. It's absolutely amazingly prolific. It's a wonderful thing to eat as well. You just keep picking this. Each time you pick it off, more sprouts come. It just goes mad. So it's a fantastic summer spinach. New Zealand spinach, highly recommended. We've given it to so many people so far and everybody loves it. And interplanted here we've got some celery, and that's doing quite nicely as well. And we've got some climbing French beans. This stands a bit small for them, but they're still cropping nicely, and as you can see, pretty good beans on them. And we've previously not had a freezer for veggie storage, but we have one arriving tomorrow, so just in time for the prolific bean cropping. Obviously we've been picking beans for months, but we're just at the point now where we've got a massive surplus of beans, so just in time. We've made space and earned enough money off the allotment to buy a new fridge freezer. So you might wonder, why do we need a fridge freezer? Because we've already got a fridge. Well, the fridge is already full of fresh crops. We get through so many and provide veg to so many people that we need another fridge in order to have space for things that we bake and make, cheesecakes and, you know, crumbles and pies and all like. So it's going well. Now we've already taken, I think Debbie said today, 14 cobs off the sweet corn, and there's still a good few left on here. So I know she's going to crop some more of those tomorrow, and they've been proved to be extremely popular. They're very sweet, and I love the fact that they're so dwarf, so they've not been damaged by the wind at all. In fact, these sunflowers remarkably have survived the winds as well. They are staked, of course, but I can't see those stakes lasting through a significant storm. So this last weekend was the open day, and we have to have scarecrow of a scarecrow competition. So Debbie's school kids made this one for her, and then as part of a school project about the Iron Man, they made an Iron Man and some sort of dragon and some sort of little boy, I think, Hogarth I think his name is. So we also wanted to plant some beans for drying, and so we planted these Bolotti beans, and of course because we got this plot so late, these have been planted quite late, but we are hoping that we will actually get something here. They're growing pretty well, so there's a chance. So in here we've also got oca, and we've got 3 plants, and well, 4 plants, for the 4th one is not doing well at all. We've interplanted the oca with some lettuces, and then next to that is basically a bed of cauliflowers, and they're doing pretty well, but perhaps the bed was a bit too nutritious for them because they're putting on an enormous amount of leaf growth, but there's no sign of actual cauliflowers at this point in time, but time will tell. And then we've got some kale in here, which is getting a bit eaten, but no doubt it'll survive. If it survives through to winter, it'll pick up. And there's one of the culprits, so I shall just pick that off. Remarkable how almost exactly the same colour as the leaf it was on. Interplanted with some spring onions and some flowers. And then here we've got broccoli, winter broccoli, interplanted with beets, Cheltenham green top, beetroot. So hopefully they won't interfere too much with each other, because the beetroot will be out by October, and that'll be the time when this broccoli is really at full size, so that should be okay. And then let's have a quick look. This is Debbie's pride and joy. This is her orchard area. I'll just stand back and give you a bit more of an overview of it. So previous videos I've explained ad nauseum about how the bad condition this plot was in, and the weeds and all the problems we've had with it, and that's why, you know, this has all been done with wood chips and weed fabric and raised beds to give us space to put thick mulch down. So if you're interested in how to deal with very weedy plots, look at previous videos. But these apple trees and cherry trees and everything are all being trained, and you can see she's done a really lovely job of training this one, and she's going to get started on this cherry tree soon. There's another apple tree as well which she's been training there. I'm really pleased with that. Now we do have a plum tree here, but it's been very ravaged basically by some sort of fungus, so there's very few plums on it, and the ones that are don't look great. By contrast though, this apple tree, which we're told is an eating apple, but it looks quite cooker-like to me, but the apples look absolutely beautiful. I'll get one off here so I don't damage it. But really lovely. If anyone knows what variety of apple that is, I'd very much appreciate it in the comments. But yeah, really nice. Put a little flower bordering down there. That's looking very nice at the moment. She's just weeded that. And black currants and red currants here. Obviously they've all finished cropping now. And then just look at this pear tree. Williams pears, our favourite, and it is absolutely loaded, but the branches are fairly well supported, so yeah, we're excited. We love pears. I've got a conference pear on my plot, and we've got another Williams pear tree growing in a big galvanised bin at home. So hopefully we're going to do well. Now down here we've got some brassicas, and we've got some broad beans. Now we're not really sure about these broad beans, whether we'll actually get a crop off them this so late in the year, but we'll give it a go. We like experimenting, and this variety is Sutton, so it's small, and it flowers very early. We've only planted these probably a month ago, so we'll see. She's just put these little slug traps in, and yeah, I don't see any slugs in there at the moment, but we will see. A bit more kale, some of it being eaten, interplanted with lettuces, and lettuces are looking pretty good actually. I keep picking mare's tail out. I can't can't bear to see mare's tail growing, so whenever I see it I just pick it out. So lots more broad beans here, and I think these are more broccoli. We seem to have a lot of broccoli planted this year, and probably not enough cabbage. There's some peas here. She's just put this little trellis in here, and this trellis is at the back of her workbench, and it's looking really good. She just added an extra pane on there, and all of this ground area here is going to be sorted out. It's going to be covered with weed fabric, and then some tiles put over the top of it. Just cleared this area at the back here and put in a little support to retain the bank, and a little step which, once we're finished, we'll step up onto the green drive here, which borders our little dike. So we get lots of frogs coming out of that dike, and it's pretty critical this to our drainage on this site, because we do get flooded here, and Debbie's plot is quite low, so there probably will be some risk of flooding here, but it should still be navigable with all these wood chips down here and these nice paths and everything, and so that should be pretty good. So I think that's, oh, she's just done this, look, put a new roof on the shed, and given it a nice paint, put some signs up. Too many weeds, not enough time, and I think that's it. So that's the end of this tour, I think.